This episode has been brought to you by our new series, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, available now on our channel. Welcome to the first ever official Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark podcast. These are the stories that inspired the hit movie, and they'll chill you to the bone. Pre-order your copy today from the website below, or visit your local bookstore. We begin our collection of creepy pastas with one that is guaranteed to make your skin crawl. The rain was relentless that night, washing the streets of the small town clean of any life. Arif drove slowly, wipers struggling to keep the windshield clear. He had been on the road for hours, exhausted and desperate for rest. The clock on his dashboard blinked 11:48 p.m. in dull red light. Just as he thought he'd have to sleep in the car, a dim yellow sign appeared in the distance. It read, "Riverbend in vacancy?" The building looked like it hadn't seen a renovation in decades. Its wooden walls sagged slightly, and the roof glistened under the downpour. Still, a bed was better than the front seat of his sedan. Inside, the reception smelled of damp wood and something faintly metallic. A single light bulb swung overhead, casting shifting shadows. The old man at the counter smiled too widely, revealing uneven teeth. "You're lucky," he rasped. "Only one room left." "Room 6. Arif signed the register, noticing several names crossed out with thick black ink. Some entries were dated years apart, yet the handwriting was eerily similar. The old man handed him an old brass key, his hand trembling. "Don't leave the window open," he warned, almost in a whisper. Arif nodded, brushing off the strange advice. The hallway to room 6 was narrow, lined with faded wallpaper peeling at the corners. The carpet squished under his shoes, as if it had soaked up decades of rainwater. A single buzzing light bulb flickered overhead. Room 6 was at the very end, its door darker than the others. The key turned with a loud, metallic click. Inside, the room was small but warm, with a single bed and a dusty mirror on the wall. Rain pattered against the glass as he dropped his bag onto the floor. The window's frame rattled softly with the wind. He kicked off his shoes and collapsed onto the mattress. Sleep came quickly, but it was restless. At exactly 2:17 a.m., a sound woke him. It was a slow, deliberate tapping on the window pane. Remembering the old man's warning, Arif froze. The tapping grew louder, more urgent, like nails scratching glass. Against his better judgment, he peeked through the curtain. A pale, gaunt face stared back at him from the other side. Its eyes were completely black. Its lips moved soundlessly, mouthing words he couldn't hear. Arif stumbled back, heart pounding in his ears. The tapping stopped abruptly. Then came the sound of the window latch clicking open by itself. Cold air rushed in as the curtain swayed. Something crawled into the room, its movements jerky and insect-like. Its limbs were too long, bending in the wrong places. Arif couldn't scream. His voice was gone. The thing's head tilted, studying him like prey. Its mouth opened far too wide, revealing jagged, needle-like teeth. The smell of rot filled the room. Arif grabbed his phone, but the screen only showed static. The creature took one slow step toward him. The lights flickered violently, then went out completely. In the pitch darkness, he could hear it breathing slow, deliberate, wet breaths. He backed into the corner, clutching the brass key like a weapon. A whisper slid into his ear, though nothing touched him. "You shouldn't have looked." The whisper turned into a low growl that vibrated in his bones. Pain shot through his chest as if icy fingers were gripping his heart. His knees buckled. The creature's shadow stretched unnaturally along the wall. The mirror on the wall began to ripple like water. He saw dark shapes moving inside it. The creature placed one hand on the glass, and it sank in. Its other hand reached for Arif. He tried to crawl away, but his body felt frozen. The mirror swallowed the creature completely. Only its reflection remained still, moving though the room was empty. Arif gasped for air, but the reflection stepped forward from inside the mirror. Its pale fingers brushed his cheek. His vision blurred as cold spread through his body. The last thing he saw was the reflection dragging him into the glass. Morning light streamed into the room. Hours later, the old man entered with a mop and bucket, his face unreadable. He sighed as he looked at the bed, now empty. Another name was crossed out in the register. The brass key for room 6 hung on its hook, waiting patiently. Rain began again outside. The river bend and sign flickered to life. A black car slowed down in the distance. The old man smiled faintly. There would be another guest tonight. And now, here's one. For those of you who like your horror with a bit of magic. Once upon a time, there was a girl whose grandmother was dying. The little girl begged her parents to buy her grandmother some medicine, but they told her that it was no use. She's too far gone. You can't fix it with any medicine, they said. But the girl didn't listen. She ran out the door with a flower in her hand and raced to the tallest tree she could find. She tied her flower to the tree and whispered, "Please, please, help my grandmother."
Then she waited.
And when she got back home, her grandmother was looking much better. Every day the girl went out and tied a flower to the tree. And every day her grandmother would get a little bit better. One day, the girl's mother followed her to the tree. When she heard the girl talking to it, she realized what the child had been doing. Furious, she ran to the tree and tore all the flowers off. But as soon as she did this, the girl's grandmother died. Heartbroken, the girl cried out. And that's when the tree spoke. "Why do you cry?" it asked. "I promised your grandmother that I would grant her one wish, but you never told me what it was. Do you want me to bring her back?" The girl nodded so hard her head hurt. "But you must give me something in return," the tree said. "What do you want?" The girl didn't think for a second. "I want all the flowers in the world," she said. So the tree gave her all the flowers in the world. The girl buried her grandmother and used the rest of the flowers to tie to the tree. She kept this up until the tree was covered in flowers, and all the flowers in the world bloomed only on that tree. For more chilling tales, check out our new series, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Available now on our channel. We have new episodes every Thursday. Thanks for watching!